Okay, hi, it's been a while. This is not the video I wanted to be putting out first. I have a bunch of other projects I want to talk about, but just to lay it out as cleanly as possible, a lot of not great stuff's happened to me recently. So before we get into all the crazy bad stuff, I would like to share something kind of fun because this is something I've been meaning to do for a while, but I haven't been able to find a great way to do it. So I decided to go with the laziest way, and we're doing a tier list. We're doing the best printers I've worked, or the tier list of all the printers I've worked with since I started my 3D printing business back in 2022. If you're curious about me or you want to update on what's going on, or just, want to know any of the stuff that I just rambled on about a second ago, just subscribe. I'll have another video up soon. I'm about to record it right after this. I just want to do something kind of fun and with some levity before I got into the nitty gritty of how fun things have been for me in the 2020s, because yeah. Anyways, let's get right into it. I don't want to waste too much time dwelling on that stuff. I want to talk about 3D printers. You're going to see some printers on this list and companies on this list that I might not worked with or have done anything with yet, or I may have stronger feelings on. These are just my personal feelings. If you don't like them and you love the machines that I end up ripping on, I'm glad you got them to work well for you. Just in my personal experience, I probably had a bad time. If you see a printer on here that I'm praising and you're having a bad time with it, I'm sorry you're having a bad time with it. I hope you can find the solution to help you find what you need to get it fixed. Just right now, we're not necessarily going over all that, and I hope it doesn't affect how you feel about my list, because I'm really trying to go into this and think about, the price, how well the thing works, overall user experience out of the box, those kind of things. Yeah. And also, if you end up working for one of these companies, or if you do currently work at one of these companies and you want to change your image with me, shoot me an email. My email is dustin@thenextdecade.co. I'm always willing to give everyone a second chance. Some of the companies you will see on here today, I will not be kind to. So if you end up working in one of these places, come talk to me, because I'm not just talking just to be mean. I'm coming from a personal experience. Everything you're seeing here, I've had some kind of personal experience with, unless I'm leaving it down at the bottom, which means that, yeah, I've never touched them. So, and if you see your stuff down at the bottom and you want to see me touch it, shoot me an email down there. I'd be totally willing to help you out. All right, we've been going long enough. Let's get right into it. Creality. I bought too many Creality machines, and too many times have I bought Creality machines that had Creality problems, which seem to be very specific to them and them only, in ways that they don't want to explain to help you. They want you to go through Facebook groups and Discords and all this other stuff. Bluntly put, if you're buying a Creality for somebody, don't. There are some that are better now, but you're looking for a long-term problem eventually that you will not be able to solve. Just let it go. With that being said, let's talk about the machines I actually started with. We're going to be mostly going with ones in order. So this isn't the first machine I used, but it is close to one of the last Crealities I got, which was the Ender 3. I'm going to put it at it could be better. Not a bad machine, but honestly, it's a lot better once you've actually modified it and put your own parts in it. By the time you're doing that, you might as well be spending money on a bigger, better printer. If you're getting an Ender 3 now, they should honestly be giving you $50 with it instead of you paying $50 for it. So. The CR10. The CR10 was the first printer I ever owned. I enjoyed this printer when I had it, but I'm gonna have to put it in a damn sun because holy crap, I had so many problems with this machine. Off of it, I think I got maybe around 20 successful prints before I just kept hitting error and error and error and all these different problems that eventually led me to letting go of my CR10 and moving on to my next machine, which ended up being one of my favorites. The CR6 Max. I'm gonna put this up in bouquet. I actually really like this machine. I still have it. I still use it. It's heavily modified. It's upstairs. It's using the Creality community firmware on it. The CR6, I love that tension bed level sensor. I think it was one of the best things that Creality ever did. I'm really sad to hear about how the overall CR6 fared compared to so many other machines, but like I said, there's gonna be some machines where you have a better experience than other people had. I hear there was a lot of people that had issues with the CR6. Personally, I didn't think it was a bad machine for what it was. The best I could put it as bouquet, but honestly, it should be and it could be better. But just because it was one of my first machines that got me back into 3D printing and realizing I could do something with this, I have to put it in a bouquet. It's not bad. All right, So the last Crowley printer is a CRM4. I've only used this a few times, but again, I'm gonna put this in a bokeh. It's a large format printer. It does everything relatively well. It uses a Crowley Sprite hot end, which isn't the worst hot end I've ever seen them put out. And it works pretty good with a Sonic pad. So not a bad machine, but the price is ridiculous, honestly ridiculous. I got 2 of them for $350. So yeah, thank you, Jimmy, very cool. All right, let's move on to another company real quick. This is Elegoo. I adore Elegoo. Elegoo and I are friends, I think. So I'm gonna put you guys in Awesome or Awesome Tool. The reason why I say I think is that we stopped talking. Like, we were on again, off again. It's like that girlfriend that keeps coming through town, but she just doesn't want to stay. No committee, you know what I mean? And it's okay. You know, you don't want to hold down anybody to anything super serious, but at the same time, everybody got their Centauri Carbon, and I'm just kind of sitting here, and I made a joke about it, and they were like, what? Huh? Did we forget something? I'm like, yeah, we forgot Dusty again. Just like, you know, Orange Storm Giga, and then my Christmas order from 2023 for my customers. That still putting you in Awesome though, because if it wasn't for Elegoo, I wouldn't have my business the way it is now. And it's purely because they took a chance on me with reviewing one of their early machines, or my early machine, which would be the Neptune 3. I don't think I see the Neptune 3 Pro up here, but I'm just gonna say the Neptune 3 in general, whether it's the Pro, the Plus, or the Max, one of those 3, these are awesome, awesome printers. I love my Neptune 3s. I like them a lot. I really, really do. So much so that I've clippered a few of them, and they're still in my house operating pretty well, sometimes operating better than my Neptune 4s, which I'm just going to have to put at bokeh. And the only reason why I'm putting them at bokeh is sometimes they can be amazing and do great things. Other times I feel like I'm doing more maintenance on them than I am actually printing on them. Do I still use them? Yes. Do I modify things on them? Yeah. Actually, over here I have a excuse me, it's a Neptune 3 Max with the Chroma Head tool set. Pretty cool tool. So if I had to put like a Chroma tool thing on there, I'd probably put in an Awesome Tool. I guess I could put the Max up into Awesome Tool just because the build volume is really, really good. The 4 Plus, I don't know what it is. All of mine are possessed. I don't like them. They've only worked for me for a while. Anything I try to do to try to fix them just doesn't happen. If I had to recommend Neptune 4s, the regular Neptune 4 and the regular Neptune 4 Max, I think they're really, really good, but the Neptune 4 Pro and Plus, gremlins, just let it be. You know, either go with the Pro or go with the Max. Any of the 3s are fine. But the 4s, man, I had issues with them from the get. And I'm gonna have to put Elegoo Orange Storm Giga, which I don't see on this list, but imagine with me, if you would. Orange Storm Giga, I would like to put up also an Awesome Tool, just for the sheer volume and all the other things I could do with it. We're gonna be doing a more dedicated video on that one here soon, I hope. But I'm not gonna give too much into it other than I think it's cool and I think it's worth it if you need to do really, really big stuff or you need to mass produce stuff a lot, like really, really quickly. But if you're just looking for a big printer, just stick with a Max. Anything around 500 to 400 cubed build volume is really, really solid. The Orange Storm Giga, while very large and great for that size, that's a specialized printer, and by specialized I mean that you have to be doing specific things to really, really justify getting one of those. Unless you want to spend that money. If you want to make that your first printer, you could. You totally could. I wouldn't. No, don't make it your first printer. Trust me. All right, moving along. We're gonna talk about Anycubic. Another one of these where and this isn't about the resin machines. I haven't touched any of the resin machines. I've only ever touched one of their printers before, and that was the Anycubic Cobra Max. I sold that thing about a week after I bought it. I had so many issues with it from the start. Printed one good thing, never worked well for me again. The guy I sold it to ended up doing some pretty cool stuff with it, but it also involved ripping out all the guts, which makes it not really an Anycubic anymore. It's just an Anycubic built printer. So, yeah, Anycubic, I don't hate you guys, but we need to talk. I would like to talk with you guys. I'd like to do stuff with you. I'm interested in trying out the Cobra 3 with the multicolor stuff, just because I'm pretty sure I own every single multicolor printer that's like a consumer level thing. But if you're not wanting to throw down, like I'm cool. Like I'm not hating. I just had a bad experience with one of your machines. One of these days, I hope to give you all another chance. But for now, I have to put you down to get out of my house because that was my only experience with y'all so far. Sorry. Next is Prusa Research. I don't know if y'all know this, but I actually have some friends over at Prusa now. And to my friends over at Prusa who've introduced me, indoctrinated me into your cult, if you would, thank you, because I actually believe that it's not a cult after everything I've seen and heard. And we'll get into that when we talk about my next thing, but Prusa Research, if I had to give you guys a tier list rating, you guys are up in smoking sexy style. I'm not the biggest fan of the layout of Prusa Slicer. I actually really prefer the way that Orca Bamboo and, you know, those ones look. I like the overall layout. They feel cleaner, make a little bit more sense. However, after really digging into the meat and potatoes of Prusa Slicer, damn, son, y'all weren't playing, especially with the most recent update, especially with the multiple nozzles for the Prusa XL. Very exciting stuff, which I haven't gotten a chance to fool around with just yet. But I have fooled around with the Prusa XL with the 2 tool heads, and I'm working on getting the 5 tool head very soon. Thank you again, you guys are super cool. I love the Prusa XL. It may be my favorite printer on this list, and I only have the 2 tool heads so far. I'll get onto it when I talk about the bamboo printers in a little while, but as it is right now, I am in love with my XL. That's another printer that I hope to do a dedicated video on very soon. But if you're anybody from Prusa Prusa Research who's like seen my stuff, worked with me, talked with me, or even contributed to helping me get my own XL, you guys are amazing. And I really appreciate everything you've done for me, and especially in 2024 through now. Things have been not great, but you guys have made a lot of things a lot easier. And I hope I don't let any of you down with the stuff I make with the Prusa XL. I hope it's nothing but fun and gummy bears from Haribo from me. And yeah, thank you. Seriously, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you. But also I need to say this. Nobody gave me anything for free, okay? So like anybody that's sitting there be like, you got a free printer, type out a whole thing about how you got a 4,000 thing. That wasn't free. It wasn't free. It was not free. Not free. Tax write-off, but not free. And even then, it's not even full tax write-off, but that's for another video. Regardless, Prusa XL, if you're turning into 3D printing, you want to get a large printer, you want to do multicolor, you want to, like, you know, make sure that you can upgrade and not have to worry about all the stuff. Look, you really cannot go wrong with Prusa. The price may be steep, but look at it like this. It's an investment towards a machine that is going to last you at minimum, 4 to 5 years, solid printing. That's more you're gonna get, 2 to 3 times more than you're gonna get out of other printers. And that's 2 to 3 times more that you're gonna get out of that machine than you would get out of a base level machine. Like if you're just getting into it and you want a smaller thing, no harm, no foul in spending somewhere between, you know, $200, $300 for a machine. But if you really want to be serious about 3D printing, save up, go 10 times that, get the beefiest of the 5-head model if you can. That Prusa XL is amazing. You don't know until you've tried it yourself. You've seen it at events, you've seen it do tool changes, you've seen other people's reviews. They're all doing you a disservice. All of them are doing you a huge disservice. Please, check it out for yourself. Ask them to run one of your files for you really quickly. Go run it over as Prusa Slicer, do 2 colors, ask them, do it yourself. You haven't lived until you've pulled off a helmet that's been printed with PLA supports and the helmet's been printed in PETG. The supports snap right off and they were done at 0 Z distance difference, none. They just snap right off. Like my printing has gotten better. Again, I'm gonna have to do a whole video dedicated to just the XL alone. I have a lot to say about it. Bluntly put, smoking sexy style needs to be in your print farm if you don't have one yet. Get at least one, just one. I promise you're gonna be a little bit like, oh, is it really worth it? Was it really worth all this much? And then you're immediately gonna be like, oh, damn it, I need a 5-head. This is amazing. And from what I understand, there's other cool stuff coming in the future for the ecosystem that is the Prusa XL. Please consider getting one soon, if you can. And no harm if you have to wait or purchase one used. They are worth it. They are totally worth it. They're worth it. Dusty approved. Absolutely love them and love Prusa Research. Can't wait to get a hand on the Core 1 and eventually your other printers. Really hoping there's going to be a Mini 2 eventually. Mini 2 Plus, anything. All right, let's go off to another group that's a little bit different. LDO Motors, I'm putting them up in Smoke and Sexy style too. I love these guys. Jason over at LDO is one of the nicest dudes I've ever met, ever. And I can't express how much of a powerhouse in the 3D printing community LDO is. They are extremely helpful to people building kits and making pretty unique printers. Speaking of pretty unique printers, now I'm a little bit biased, okay? But I'm also going to pull some of that bias back because I don't personally own this next printer we're talking about. This is the Voron, and I'm going to put them in also in Smoking and Sexy style with a caveat. You have to build Vorons yourself. I think the team behind it that designs all this stuff and all the people that add on new things for Vorons are awesome. Really amazing, great tools, but these are a little bit more on the side of you are dedicated to 3D printing. You know it in and out, and you're tired of all these other people. You want to build your own car. This is your building your own custom hot rod kind of thing. If a Prusa is more like having your own, what's it called, like a Mercedes-Benz, right? Then I would say building a Voron is like building your own custom car. And you can do so much with that. I highly recommend you go check out all the different variations and styles. However, if you're new to 3D printing and you want to go Voron, find somebody that can help you. If you don't know if you want to do any of that, like, or you're not familiar with any of it, maybe a Voron isn't for you. But if you're someone who's really into 3D printing, yeah, get a Voron. They're cool, they're so cool. Personally, I want the Phoenix, the dual head IDEX Phoenix. Ooh, 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 it's big, it's pretty. Steve, send it to me. Just give it to me. Just put it here. Just leave it on my desk and just be like, Dusty's Phoenix, and just go home. Ask for nothing from me. This is the most demanding thing I've ever said of anyone. Steve, I'm kidding. I'm absolutely kidding. I'm not kidding, send me that. Totally kidding. All right, so here we go with another one where I don't personally own this, but I can totally recommend it because I've seen it enough times. I know the team. It's another one I gotta put in Smoke and Sexy style because god damn it, this thing's cool. This is the Positron, and it is a 3D printer that can print upside down. My buddy Nomad over there has designed a 3D printer that can be folded up into the size of a 3D filament box. Like if you've got a box of filament that holds 1 kilogram spool, you can fit the Positron in it. My thing that I can't wait to do with it is print with it on a plane. You're not gonna stop me. I have a friend with a plane. The minute I got that thing, I'm in a Cessna and you can't fucking stop me. All right, all joking aside, seriously, Positrons are really, really cool. I can't wait to get my own. I'm just trying to save up some money. Things are a little bit weird with me and all the different things I have going on, so I can't dedicate it to it just yet. But the minute I can, you can guarantee I'm gonna customize the hell out of mine and probably talk it up all over the Heligon. I'm gonna go ahead and jump to one of our more recent, newer printers just because it's also very similar to the Positron. And it's the Mellow. Another one I gotta put an S. I actually have it in front of me right here. This is the Mellow, and I'm extremely biased because I got this one for free. I won this in a contest, surprisingly enough. Comes in an attaché case. Very, very sleek, very cool. This thing's like a parts former where you take things apart and put it back together, and it can be folded up also into about the size of a 3D printed filament box, but it's got some heft to it. It's a little bit heavier than the Positron, but it also practically tap dances when it prints, and it has really darn good quality prints on it. Like, I'm honestly surprised that this does as much as it does. And it also has like a weird touchscreen on the front of it. I'm learning more and more about it because I'm still trying to translate the Chinese on the screen. But we're getting there. I've had successful prints with it. I can also recommend it. If I had to pick between it and Positron, don't make me pick the kids, man. They're two different beasts that do two different things. But I like them both for two different things, and I find them both to be very exciting portable printers. One of these days we'll have a portable printer off, and I can't wait for that to be Mellow and Positron's first time hanging out. I think those two will be best buddies. But yeah, another printer I'm enamored with. I think these are cool. If there are any of my ones in my S tier or A tier, they're instant recommendations. Anything in B is like thumbs up with a little bit of a caveat. Anything under that, buyer beware, man. So let's go on to Bamboo Labs. You know, about a year and a half ago, I probably would have been like all in, like S tier, fucking amazing. No, I'm gonna have to give them just okay. There's been some weird stuff happening, and I'm actually going to be sunsetting my Bamboo machines for a while until I see some serious changes with the company. Everyone keeps saying like, oh, they're not doing this. Oh, they are doing this. Oh, they're not doing that. Well, they are doing this now. Look, the minute you start jerking your customers around and telling us what we can or can't do with the product that we have in our homes because you're meddling with them back at your homes, we're good. We're done. I'm sorry. I'm also not a big fan of the closed source systems. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of the Apple method of, hey, let's make a product and it'll be good for a while, but then the minute we start announcing new things, we're gonna have some weird stuff happening with our older machines. And then when the older machines are acting really, really funny, that's when we're gonna start talking about our newer machine. And anytime they seem to talk about a newer machine, I get weirder and weirder things happening with my Bamboo XL, or excuse me, with my my X1Cs. I have 2 of them. I also have the A1 Mini. The A1 Mini I bought for my mom as a beginner 3D printer, thinking that she would really enjoy it and find like some fun in it. And turns out she has an easier time with the Neptune 3 than she ever did with the A1 Mini, to the point where she took my Neptune 3 Pro and said she would prefer to have that printer because she feels like it's more her speed and less congestion, I think is the word that she used. It was too much all at once. And my mom's not the kind of person to be like, I don't want to use a phone. Like, she's very quick with things. It's just something about the A1 bothered her super badly. So while I'm weird about Bamboo Labs at the moment, I still find their printers to be really darn good. I'm still going to be giving the X1C S for smoke and sexy style. The AMS system, the way you can expand it to as many colors as you can, just the versatility of the machine, all the different things you can print on it, the handy app, it's, you know, it's still a really damn good printer. But it's also one where I have to put it in a little bit more of a buyer beware situation just because of how I feel about Bamboo Labs currently. Look, if I'm looking at Elegoo and thinking they're higher up in Bamboo Labs, it's purely from a point of character at that point. Anytime I have an issue with my Bamboo Lab, it seems like yes, thank you for your problem. We will find you someone to help you with your solution. Dave walks in, he goes, oh, here's where you go. All right, bye. And then Dave's gone, but you still have a question about how you fix a certain thing, and now you got to go to another person. And then next thing you know, you're sitting in Discord groups and Facebook groups, and just. I don't want to feel this way that I do, but it is the way it is at the moment. Do I see a future where these things will go back up higher and I like Bamboo Labs again? Maybe, probably. And it's not that I hate Bamboo Labs. It's just things are weird. And I don't want to get too much into the politics of it all. So many other people have talked about this subject that I'm just stepping back, but it's not because I'm like, I'm stepping back because I'm tired of the drama between the people and then the people working there that are making those people upset to where they're bitching at me for making a decision about me and my business, when ultimately it doesn't matter what printer you print with, bro, and you're not ordering from me anyways. You got 30 of your own printers. Calm down. All right, anyways, moving on to the A1 Mini. As a beginner printer, like I said with my mom, she really didn't have a great time with it. I've seen other people have a wonderful time with it. I know Chuck Hellebuck, our friend over at Filament Fridays, he enjoys his very much so, which I think it's like his new Ender 3. And if you know what I'm saying, that really says something. I don't hate it. I do think it's going to be under an awesome tool, mostly because it is a pretty cool tool. I wouldn't recommend the A1, mostly because you don't know which one you're getting. And that's another reason why I'm putting Bamboo down in bouquet, is that, damn, y'all had fire hazards this year. Not cool. Last year, excuse me. That's a real bummer. All right, let's talk about something that's a little bit on a different side of things. And when I say different sides, I mean at a 90-degree angle. The Baby Belt, or 45-degree angle, actually. Yeah, but Baby Belt Pro. This is a printer done by Princeps, our friend Rob, and I'm gonna put this in bouquet. I haven't done a video about it yet, but I plan on doing one soon. It's a 3D printed printer that has a belt on it that's made of fabric, and you can print at a 45-degree angle, and then you can also place it up on your wall with a French cleat. I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. I'm working on making a slice file for it so we can all use it in different things like Orca Slice, or currently I got it going in Ideal Maker, but if I can get it going in Orca, we're in business. I like it. I think it's a pretty decent printer. Got some hiccups here and there, but hey, it's a kit printer, and it's a I don't want to call it a novelty or a gimmick printer, but it's definitely a unique printer that has qualities to it that I find to be endearing and also extremely versatile for people who are looking to make some cool stuff, especially really long things, but narrow things. So Would I like to see a bigger printer version of this? Yeah, because especially if I can get it mounted on my wall, but we can keep that low profile, that'd be pretty dope. Yeah, if you haven't checked it out, I would also go check out Printcept's other printers. I think it's called Crow's Nest or the Crow. Can't remember, but all I do remember is that it's a Core XY Voron looking guy with the belt, and it can actually convert from 90-degree printing to 45-degree printing in between the two layers. It's cool. If you want to see a video of it, go check out 3D Printing Nerd's video on 3D Printopia from 2024. He did a pretty good coverage of it, I think. All right, so let's talk about our newest printer, the new hotness, one that I'm very, very pleased with so far, and I can't wait to introduce to you guys soon. I've only done 3 prints on it so far, but I've been following this printer and the company since they've started, and I couldn't be happier to know that I've supported something like this. I was one of the supporters for the Construct 3D C1 and C1 XL 3D printers, the first 3D printers from Construct. Essentially, the best way to describe it is a Voron that's been spec'd out and also is covered in bamboo. It's a real bamboo printer, if you will. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I want to put it up higher, but I don't know where to put it just yet because I can't give it a full review. It hasn't even been in my house for a full week yet. But from the support I've received from the team that worked on it, and from the prints I have been getting off of it, and a couple failures that are coming off of it, I can say pretty confidently, it's a damn good printer. Damn good printer. So, we're gonna put a big asterisk on this placement, if you will, but I'm gonna be putting the Construct C1 XL under awesome tool potential to be smoking sexy style. I know that they have some pretty wicked stuff coming along down the lines. I hope that this ends up being like one of those sleeper printers where people, when they finally start getting it, more and more people start talking about it and showing it off, that there's gonna be more people that are considering adopting it for themselves. If you want to get a Voron and you don't want to be dumping like a lot of money into stuff that you don't know you can put together yourself, and you're willing to put your faith into a brand new company, I would highly recommend giving Construct a chance. I'm very fortunate with all of my Kickstarter stuff. I've only ever done 3 Kickstarters, and all of them came my way, thank God. First one being the Orange Storm Giga, again, another one I put up there, an awesome tool, mostly just because of the size. The other one being the Chroma Head Chroma Print set from CoPrint, which if I had to give them a rating right now, I'd put them in bouquet. I don't hate them, but that's another video I need to do dedicated stuff to. We're coming up on a multi-material of madness kind of style video soon. I'm just waiting on the 5-head upgrade for the Prusa XL. Once that hits and I make them all race one more time, we're gonna have some final thoughts on all the multi-material printers currently at my disposal. Anycubic, call me if you want to jump in on that. But yeah, the Construct, like if you're trying to get into the more higher end printers that could do some pretty crazy stuff, the ones that have a little bit more of a crazy like price tag, this one I would consider like, this is my Bugatti, all right? It's a little bit more expensive. It's close to the family line of Voron, but the team over at Construct 3D has put some pretty wild thought into all of this. The only thing about the machine that I could say right now, without a doubt, I am not pleased with, and I would actually put this one specific thing about the Construct probably in bouquet and could be better. All right, so like y'all hear me on this, understand that what I'm saying is it could be better, but this is also something that can be fixed very easily. The UI on that touchpad, uggo. I'm sorry, it's hard to look at. It's like Windows 95 called and was like, hey yo, can we get our disk operating system back? So yeah, if there's any way we can beautify that, I'd really appreciate being able to beautify that. My only other complaint with the screen in particular is when I was putting it together, it slipped out of my hand and some of the cables came undone. Thankfully, I was able to re-crimp them, get them back in. I gave them more secured fastening with hot glue. And then the printer's been working dandy ever since. So again, I would put this in smoking sexy style, but I feel like it's still too new. But I can say without a doubt, I've had a really, really, really good time with it so far, and it's still new to me in this house. It could go up, it could also go lower. It really just depends on more of what I do, but if I have to give them a tentative score, awesome tool. I really, really like it. All right, so I've rambled on about 3D printers for about half an hour. I hope you've enjoyed what I've had to say. I hope what I said has helped inform some of your decisions. Just to knock a couple more things out real quick. If you're looking for a beginner printer, you can't go wrong with Elegoo. They were really, really good to me. They helped me get going. They weren't bad. If you want to get in a little bit more of the higher end 3D printing, I highly recommend going with Prusa and the Prusa ecosystem. If you don't necessarily want to go that route, but you still want to get a fancy printer, there's nothing wrong with Bamboo. Just understand you might be getting yourself into some weird stuff. And then if you're getting yourself a Creality or any Cubic, maybe fucking don't. And yeah, if you have any questions or you have any opinions, leave them down in the comments down below. I'm going to do my best to try to keep it as civil as I can. Again, these are all my personal experiences. I've touched every single one of these machines. I've used every single one of these machines. Not all of them have been good for me, but I know some of them have been great for you. So if you're going to drop an opinion piece down there and those printers work really good for you, tell me. I want to know about it. What about those printers made you happy? Because I didn't get to be happy with those printers. So it'd be nice to get a perspective of somebody that actually enjoyed something instead of just cried about it. So yeah. All right. Yeah, the beginner printer, yep, did that. Support people who make custom printers. Go check out LDO, see all the different kits they got. Go check out Positron. Go check out the Mellow. Go check out Construct. Please check out Construct. Those guys are awesome. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please do the subscribe and likey thing. It helps. Even though I don't upload as often as I want to be. But if you want to know why I don't upload that much, or why I haven't been uploading much, or why I haven't been talking about my personal life too much, stay tuned, because spoiler alert, I broke my back 12 years ago and it never healed. Isn't that a crazy cliffhanger? Yeah, you should probably come check out the next video where I talk about life and how things are kind of really, really cool and really, really not cool at the same time. Anyways, I love your faces, and I'll see you next time on Game Grumps. Yeah. Go to Open Sauce. I'll see you at Open Sauce.